What is actually happening to Ethereum right now? It's down 60% from its all-time high last year. People are panicking, headlines are negative, and people are writing it off. But here's the thing. Has anything actually changed fundamentally? Is this the end of Ethereum? I think it's the complete opposite. I think we're approaching one of those rare moments where everything is quietly lining up and people are either purposely ignoring it or they haven't connected the dots yet. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through why I think that Ethereum is setting up for a serious move and why right now might be the last moments to get in before it does. Let's get into the video. All right, right now we're going to be moving on to the computer screen and taking a look at Ethereum and all the reasons why I think that Ethereum could seriously move in the near term. Ethereum is currently sitting at $1,875. It's down on the day about 2% following the news about the Clarity Act. We're going to talk about that later on in the video. Taking a zoom back, where are we currently standing at Ethereum and where has it been? In the past year, Ethereum has taken a significant downwards turn. It hit its all-time high in August of 2025, and now it's sitting nearly 60% lower in less than a year. At its all-time high, Ethereum was $4,953.73. That was on August 24th, 2025, so nearly 1 year ago. Most people, when they see this kind of performance in the last year, they don't want anything to do with it. They see this drop and they're like, this is not for me. But I'm here today to tell you why I think that this might be the perfect opportunity to get in. My first reason why I think that Ethereum is preparing for a big move is because of the 4-year cycle. If you're somewhat familiar with cryptocurrency, you've probably heard about the 4-year cycle. This primarily comes from Bitcoin and relates to the halving of its rewards, but it also applies to other cryptocurrencies and altcoins just like Ethereum. If we zoom out to the main chart of all time, we can see that we have these spikes along the way. If we space them out, we have our first spike in February of 2018. Our second spike here is in November of 2021, nearly 4 years. Then we have our latest spike, which is in 2025, another 4 years later. So every 4 years since the beginning of time, Ethereum has experienced a new all-time high. Now, the past doesn't guarantee future outcomes, but considering that this trend has been going on for 12 years, I have a reason to believe that this would happen another time. Now, given this 4-year cycle, where does that put us at right now? We're 1 year past the all-time high mark. Going back to this rally in 2018, the peak occurred in January of 2018. 1 year later, in January of 2019, we bottomed out. This marks the lowest point prior to the next bull run. Now, if we go to 2022 again, following 1 year from November of 2021, this point here marks another low right before the next bull run. If these patterns hold true for this time, from the previous high, this would mark the bottom, preparing us for the next bull run. Another thing that I like to look at when trying to decide where we're at when it comes to the 4-year cycle is the Bitcoin rainbow chart. Now, even though this is Ethereum and it's not Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency, and whether we like it or not, it has an extreme influence on the whole crypto market. The way to read this rainbow chart is as a range. Bitcoin should stay within this range going into the future. The red means that it is at its peak, while the violet usually means that it's at its low. Now, if we take this chart and apply it to Ethereum, we experience something very similar. Over time, through each bull cycle, Ethereum starts off in the basically fire sale stage and moves all the way up into the red where it hits maximum bubble territory. Then it cycles through it. And currently, Ethereum sits at the buy/basically fire sale stage, meaning that if this chart holds true, we are in an extremely good spot to get in. Real quick, if you've enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get back to the video. My second reason why I think that Ethereum is preparing to make a huge move is because of the regulation that is coming. Up to this point, crypto has been this new thing that really wasn't regulated, which prevented a lot of retail institutions from getting involved and putting money into cryptocurrency. Right now in Congress, we have the Clarity Act that's trying to get pushed through. The Clarity Act is real legislation about cryptocurrency that would bring clarity to crypto and allow institutional investors to put their money into cryptocurrency. Institutional money has been sitting on the side for ages, waiting for the green light so they could finally invest. While the bill has made substantial progress from the beginning and making it to the Senate, which approaches the final stages before it gets passed into law, as of today, Congress did delay the crypto bill and it pushed it to September for a vote. But I wouldn't take this as a complete fail. Just because it's getting pushed back doesn't mean it's the end. Look, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know if this bill is going to pass before the end of 2026. But what I strongly believe is that one type of legislation that brings clarity to the markets is going to come sooner or later. It might be this year, it might be the beginning of next year, it might be by the time that we have our next election. Whatever it is, I think that it's inevitable and that once it passes, crypto is going to experience an extreme surge in money that has been waiting on the side, waiting for that green light so they could finally invest into digital commodities like cryptocurrency. My third reason why I think that Ethereum is setting up for a substantial move is because Ethereum ETFs are attracting more institutional flows than Bitcoin. We don't have to guess whether institutions are buying. The ETF data supports this directly. While I mentioned in my previous reason that we're waiting for the Clarity Act for that green light so institutions can invest, institutions can currently invest into Ethereum ETFs. And those ETFs have experienced a significant inflow of money, surpassing the Bitcoin ETFs. The US spot Ethereum ETF has attracted $103.9 million in net inflows from July 20th to 24th. This outpaced the Bitcoin fund by a factor of 3. The weekly total for the Bitcoin ETFs was 33.79 million, meaning big money institutions is favoring Ethereum relatively to Bitcoin. So why is this so important? Why is it important that Ethereum is outpacing Bitcoin when it comes to ETF inflows? The reason why this is important is because it's signifying that Ethereum is becoming more favorable to investors than the Bitcoin ETF. This is a very bullish signal for Ethereum. My fourth reason why I think that Ethereum is at its bottom of the cycle and is preparing for the next move up is due to the fact that we're getting the new network improvement called Glamsterdam. Ethereum is about to get one of its largest technical upgrades in a while. Currently, it is scheduled for Q4 of 2026. It did get pushed back from its original timeline that was supposed to be in the first half of 2026. The reason why I'm bringing this up and why this update is so important is what it actually brings to Ethereum and what it changes about it. Ethereum is going to be speeding up in processing. It's going to have expanded capacity, and the new update is going to prevent database bloat, increasing sustainability. I did some more digging about the update, and then what I found is that this update is going to bring roughly 3 times more capacity to the network. It's also going to reduce gas fees by 78%. Gas fees are basically transaction fees for every time that cryptocurrency is moved or transferred. Another thing that I really found interesting about this update is that it will make it very close in speed to Solana. A huge negative that people kept bringing up about Ethereum is how slow it is. Even though it had real use, it was a very slow network and not a very good crypto to transact with. Well, now with this update, it's supposed to change. According to Femex, with the Glamsterdam update, Ethereum would be as fast as Solana. While it's hard to directly compare the two, they would be very close to one another in theory. While this update is planned for the end of 2026, there is a chance that it gets pushed back once again, but regardless of when it actually comes out, it is inevitable that this update will eventually come into existence, and at that point Ethereum is going to get significantly better, significantly faster, and allow for significantly higher capacity, all supporting that idea that Ethereum is going to go up in the future. So considering everything that we've talked about, is it reasonable to assume that Ethereum being at $1,800 is a reasonable and fair price? I personally don't think so. I think that Ethereum is extremely undervalued, even relative to its own history. Ethereum has been to higher prices in the past with no prior legislation and less network updates. Ethereum is going to become a significantly better cryptocurrency, yet it's at a lower price than it's previously been. I don't think that makes sense. And it's not just me who thinks that way. Here are some predictions published by analysts from various institutions and where they think Ethereum is headed. I'll note this right away. Some of these estimates are a little bit optimistic. However, I think that there's some value here. Citibank has a target price of $3,175 for Ethereum within 12 months, approximately Q1 of 2027. And in their bull case, they expect it to test near all-time highs, about $4,500, also in that same time frame. Some other analysts are predicting even higher prices, assuming that $7,500 is a possibility, while other analysts think that even $20,000 for one Ethereum is a possibility by the 2028 US election. In the end, I'm not here to tell you what you should do with your money. You should do your own research and determine if this is a good investment opportunity for yourself. This is my personal take. I've been an investor in Ethereum for a while. I've been through the ups and downs, and seeing where we're headed, the price being down from its all-time high, the 4-year cycle being a reoccurring event, we have regulation that would fundamentally change how cryptocurrency behaves and allow more institutions to funnel money into this, makes me bullish on its future. All of these things point to one thing, and that's Ethereum being severely undervalued. Thanks for making it to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown and what I think about Ethereum going forward. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss another video like this. Also, go ahead and check out my ETF review videos. I linked them for you right here. In the comments below, let me know what you think about Ethereum and where you think Ethereum is headed. Again, thanks for making it to the end of the video. My name is Casey, and this was another investigative look into your wallet's future. I'll catch you in the next one.